Hi guys, my name is Yvonne, I'm an alcoholic. Yeah, I wasn't nervous, but shit, now I'm pooping myself. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't didn't give it much thought about what I was going to share about. And that's the truth. I mean, last year when I did my first year, I can remember clearly I went through about a week before the time to run, through everything that's happened for me. And this last 2 years has been amazing. I feel like in the first year, I accomplished a lot. I got to know myself better. I got to know what to look out for, and it was challenging and it was exciting. The second year, I felt like I got into a rut. There wasn't anything I could do more, I thought. And I was wrong in that sense because there's always a place for growth, I saw. And with this program, especially for me, you never, how can I put it, you never stop learning. You as a person grow within this program if you follow it truthfully. And that is what I'm hoping you guys will get out of my share today. So I'm not going to dwell too much on my past. Stuff-ups I made. I actually had a very good childhood, and my drinking started basically in my 20s and carried on for about 20 years into my 40s. And in that period of time, I lost a lot of things. I lost my marriage, my kids, good jobs and everything like that, which I know now is all due to my fault. But for a very long time, I couldn't see my fault in it. I blamed my ex-husband for taking my kids away, and for a very long time, I hated him with a passion. If I could find him, I would put a knife through his eye, I suppose. But the truth is, him being the person that is, he tried to protect the kids, and for that I will be forever grateful to him. In saying that, I lost contact with my kids until last year when I met up with my daughter, who's now turning 21 this year. She's now in the Netherlands doing au pair work there. And it's all due to this program. If I wasn't the person I am now, my ex-mom-in-law would never have had it happen. And Nicole, out of her own, asked to meet with me. And I'll never forget her words that she said to me after we left that day. And she said to me, she doesn't know what all the people's fuss is about, because the person that she saw today and the person that she met today is the mom that she pictured I would be. And that is something that will stay very true in my heart for a very long time. My son at this stage, I told her, he's still very effish with me. He's a lot like his father, very stubborn. He was the one that got hurt the most, being that he was 7 when I left. And he just said to me the one day in a message that he said, I can't believe you chose alcohol over me. And that hurt. And what was even worse is a little boy of that age remembering that. And that's sad, thinking that of all the years, not many years, but of all the time that I had with him, that's how he sees me. And I can't change that. And for me, Nicole said to me, she said, Mom, I don't want to know about your past. I want to build on our future together. And I'm hoping that in that, my relationship with her will rub off in a certain way on him as well. But yeah, that's enough of the sad stuff. Anyways, after my divorce, I moved from Joburg to Durban, met up with a guy that I was involved with for 11, almost 12 years. And that was purely because I didn't want to be on my own. I couldn't handle myself on my own. And it was good in the beginning. But the drinking just got worse and worse after that. Him being a drinker himself, but he's I call him a functioning alcoholic, because he can stop drinking it and then go to work and so on. And I couldn't, because I used to drink from morning to night. And the relationship got so bad that, and abusive, mentally, physically, emotionally, that I ended up stabbing him. And that's not, I came to realize that either I was going to end up at hospital or in a morgue, or he was. And then I left him. And to this day, I must be honest, I cannot forgive him for what he's done to me. I don't see, irrespective of what I did, that he had the right to do what he did to me. And I think purely for that sake, and for saying that, I'm honest, I can't forgive him. And that's maybe sad, but it's the truth. After him, I moved out, and I moved into with my mom, poor mother. Yeah, I put her through hell. She's always been there. After my father passed away, she moved back from Cape Town to be with me. And, you know, the lies I told her, the hurt I put her through, what I stole from her to have alcohol, I could never make up in any sense of anything what I've put her through. And yet she's always been there, unconditionally. I never had a problem in her eyes. Poor Yvonne, she's going through a lot. Let her be. She doesn't need help. She just needs to get through what she's going through. That was her reasoning. And I think in that sense, she enabled me, because my mom always used to, if I wanted something, she would give it to me. She would give me her last cent just for me to be happy. And when I started this program, I would say she wasn't embarrassed, but she didn't talk about it, because she didn't want people to know that her daughter's an alcoholic. And when I said to my mom, I'm starting this, she didn't answer me in a sense, but she could see the change in me. And when I did my first year, I still said to her, I said, Mom, you know, I do apologize for everything. And she said to me, you know what, I don't want your apology. I've heard that before. I just want you to keep on going the way that you are. That to me is payment enough for all the shit that you've given me in your life. So in that sense, it's my means to stay clean and sober for as long as, just for today actually. And yeah, then I met up with my partner I've got now. And yeah, we've got our ups and downs. And it's thanks to him that I actually started this program, because I don't know, I just got this thing, when I drink I disappear for days. End up where I don't know where the freaking hell I am, how I got there, and yeah, it's dark stories. Any case, we didn't have an argument, but met up with friends on the Friday, and I disappeared that night. And I came back that Saturday morning, and he asked me where I was. So I told him, because I woke up in Toti. How I got there, I don't know. I woke up at, Lords and Legends, in the car park, in a car with some of my friends and some other people I didn't know, from a bar of soap. And, you know, at that stage you'd think, oh shit, you know, did it again. Maybe I should do something about it. I've always known that I had a problem, but I didn't want to accept it. And when I got back that Saturday, Colin said to me, well, take your stuff and leave. And I thought he was joking. And then he still took my stuff and he threw it off the balcony onto the veranda. And just to put you in the picture, we stayed on top of a pub, which was very awesome. So he is dropping my clothes, and there's people sitting at the bottom and having breakfast and everything. And I'm still as pissed as a coot, and I go and I pick my stuff up and I put it in my car, and I go to my mom's place again. And I think on Sunday, I started to realize that I'm not with him. And then I contacted him. Long story short, we met up, and he said to me, you need help. And he said, you know that there's AA meetings in the week in Scotland. So, okay, fine, let me start doing this just to get him off my back and to get back with him. So I started doing I went to the AA meeting, and when I walked through those doors on that Wednesday night, he walked with me, he said to me, you'll go with me. So he walked with me to the door, and he turned around and left me. And I still remember I walked in, and the place was packed. I can't remember much of that night. All I can remember is sitting next to Kate, and I remember Wendy. And I was so shit scared of Kate. She was tall, and she was loud. But yeah, she, after the meeting, she said to me, I'll see you Friday. And I thought, fuck, if I don't come back, she's going to hunt me. So yes, I was back on that Friday. And yeah, that was the start of my journey, I would suppose. But I wasn't into it, because I started doing it just to get back with Colin and to save my relationship with him. And for that reason, I relapsed 2 months into my program. And my sponsor said to me, this is the first and the last time. If you relapse again, you find yourself another sponsor. She's tiny, but she's very, no, I'm not scared of her anymore. I was really scared of her, and I thought, frick, I don't want another person to know my shit, so let me get myself together. No, I'm just joking. But in any case, yeah, so with that relapse, it was actually a good thing for me. Because for me personally, Colin wasn't there, he was in Malawi, and I was on my own. And I thought to myself, ugh, nobody's going to know. Because I sat and I drank up in the room. And I still came to the meeting drunk, serving tea and coffee to the people. Yeah, seriously, hey? And I can't remember much of that evening. All I remember, no, sorry. I just remember I had to get to the meeting. And it's something that I'm not proud of. And it's no laughing matter, I must be honest. But it's something that had to happen to me to make me realize that I can't carry on like that. And with saying that on that Friday meeting, I owned it in the group. And that is what was the turning point for me, is when I apologized for what I did, and the look in the people's faces at that meeting wasn't of disgust, condemnation, nothing like that. It was pure love and acceptance. And that is what I've always received from this fellowship, is exactly that. And then I started doing this program for myself, not for anybody else, but for myself. Because I knew then that if I wanted to get what the other people had, I had to work my ass off and to pay attention, to listen to my sponsor, to do as I'm told, which is not easy. I'm very self-willed, and I don't like being told you're doing something wrong, but I've been doing this for my whole life, and it's worked. No, it hasn't, because I wouldn't be here if it worked. And in saying that, you know, doing the steps, it took me a long time, 2 years, to do my steps. But I completed them. I had to redo my step 1, which I thought was shit. I didn't personally think my step 1 was cuck. My sponsor thought so. That's why she said to me, redo it. And I really thought to myself, you know, you're not being a nice person to me at this stage. I really worked my butt off for this, and now you give this back. It's stunk for donk. And yeah, so, but in that, when I redid my step 1, it took me a long time, but I did a thorough step 1. And my entire recovery has been based on that, because I am totally helpless. I am totally lost without this. Every single day that I go through, I have to remind myself of where I was and to where I've come. And like I said, you know, the journey has not been easy. Some people have it easy, some don't. It was easy in a sense that doing it through the rooms, I'm living life. I get hit with obstacles on a daily basis, so I get to deal with shit there and then. It was scary in the sense of that I've got to be careful of who I interact with, where I go, you know, what I say. Because in Scottsboro, being the small town it is, a lot of people know me, and when they heard that I'm part of AA now, the first thing that said that she won't make it. Okay, I didn't. First 2 months, no, I didn't. But now, 2 years down the line, those same people, either they're still friends with me, or they don't want to be friends with me because I don't drink with them anymore. But that's okay with me. I don't have a big circle of friends. I'm selective with the people that I associate with because I know it's very quick, and I'm very honest in that sense. People influence me to a sense very easily, and in saying that, as good as what I am with manipulating people, people can do the same to me, and with that comes people pleasing, which I tend to do a lot to this day. And I try to be very on my guard when it comes to that, because that was my big downfall with a lot of things. Not something that I'm proud of, but you try to do your best for the people that's in your life, and that's to your downfall. And I don't want to go back to that. I'm not living a perfect life. I'm far from that, but I'm living it to the best that I can. And for me, it's freedom. I have a choice every single day, the right one or the wrong one. By no means do I get up and say, oh, fuck this, I'm not going to do this. I can't. And I do apologize for my story. But yeah, I try to keep it truthful and real, because for too long, and as I said, 20 plus years of my drinking, that I've lost all the things that was near and dear to me. I don't want to lose the little hope I have with my kids. That is what's one of the things that's keeping me going. It's my work that I've got now. It was awesome that my old boss phoned me after I've been 6 months into the program and offered me my job back. That I left her high and dry many, many years ago. And she phoned me and said, Yvonne, I'd like you to come back. That was amazing. I mean, not a lot of companies would do that for me. For people that are hurt in the past, that see me now and say, shit, what are you doing? You're looking so good. And I can actually stand there and say, I'm in recovery, and not be ashamed of it. Because for a long time, I had this thing about, oh shit, what are people going to say? They think, I think they're going to know I'm going to put a drinking problem. Meantime, they've known many, many moons ago that I do have a drinking problem. I'm just the idiot that didn't want to accept it and acknowledge it. So yeah, for me, that's the truth. I don't see myself. No, I don't want myself to go back to where I was. I don't want myself to be hurt like I was. And I know that for the little time period that I've had this, it's nice waking up in the morning and knowing where you are. It's nice knowing that I went to bed in my bed and I'm waking up there. Not having a hangover, not thinking where there's bottles hidden all over the place, not worrying where I'm going to find my next drink, not thinking how I'm going to get money to get these things from, not looking over my shoulder to see when I'm taking a drink or something like that. That's freedom for me. I don't have to think about that. And I don't know. I just wish, people outside this rooms could actually see how I am doing this to benefit myself. If you're not an alcoholic or addict or whatever, this program is something, it's life-changing. I could carry on, but I'm going to stop now. I think I've said enough. Almost like, oh, shit. No, man, my nerves are shot. I've got lots more to say. Okay. Yeah, okay. As I was saying, my first year, we were actually talking about the one night on our way back from H&R. We were talking about, the first year compared to your second year. First year, like I said, was a lot of growth, getting to know myself, but also connecting again with people. It's not that I didn't want to admit to the people, because making amends was not easy. It's not something that you like to acknowledge that you've done wrong to people. The main amend that I did was to my mom-in-law when I saw her, and I still said to her, I said, Mom, I'm sorry that I resented you for all those years for keeping me away from the kids and so on. And she never knew that, because, I thought she was a bitch of note, because she used to go through my cupboards trying to find my alcohol. How dare she do that? It's my house. And then she would put them on the counter. And I'd say, oh, I forgot about that. Where'd you find it? And, playing stupid. And so making that amends was difficult for me. And, you don't tend to think that the people that you're making amends to, they actually don't realize how much you hated them or how much you resent them. And it's not freedom from that, because there's still so much that you have to do. And coming into the second year, you think you've done everything. You think you've got this. You don't. In my second year especially, I had to prove to myself that doing this is still for myself. My mom said to me, so you're still going to your meetings? I said, yes. That was the first year. The second year, she still said to me, you're still going back? I said, yes, Mom. She said, but for how long? I said, this is a journey for the rest of my life. She doesn't get that. She thinks that, and I've said this before, I actually thought it too. I thought if I attend a couple of meetings, say I'm sorry, yes, I've got a problem, 3 or 4 meetings, I'm done, and I can go. And people pat me on the back and say, good job. And it didn't work like that. And as I said, I'm learning every single day. And in that, with carrying the message to other people outside, it's that I think is also a way of making my amends to people. It's nice when you're out there and people, because I've got my chips on my keyring, and a lot of people, when I go out and see them, I say, oh, are those gambling chips? And I say, no, no, they're sobriety chips. And they're really shocked to then hear from my side that I'm in recovery. And a lot of people tend to look at me differently then. And I wouldn't say in a bad way, but they tend to, so how do you do it? Kind of look. And then, oh, I've got somebody that's like this, Meantime, they're the person they need help for. But it's always, I've got somebody that can. And if I can in any way say something to somebody that might help them, I'll be happy. I think that's why this H&I enjoy doing that, is because seeing the look on the people's faces when you get there, and the people that speak and so on, when, they feel so alone and lost. And when you start talking to them, they've got this like little flicker of hope in their eyes that gets there, and then, you can help them. That's something that I enjoy doing. And also, with my people at work as well, ladies, they all know what I'm doing. And for some reason, they're shit scared of me. I'm a very nice person. I don't bite. I really, I'm loud, yes, I am. But I've been told I come across as being very forceful and bitchy. And in that, saying that, I agree to a certain extent, because I know what I want from life now. I'm not that person that's insecure when it comes to anything. First and foremost, my sobriety is top priority. And that everybody knows at work. I was very offended last year when we had our Christmas party and they decided to have a shooter competition at work. I thought, stuff this. So I opened my mouth and I said, this is fucked up. Excuse my French. And my boss actually said, oh shit, I forgot that you don't drink. So I stood there and I video recorded them all, which was awesome. And I thought to myself, shit, this was me a couple of years ago. I was front in the queue there. I wanted to try every single bottle. And now it didn't faze me. It didn't faze me at all that I didn't want what they were having. And that's the freedom of the program as well. That that craving for having that next drink and so on is gone. Now I want coffee the whole time. I really do want coffee now. And that's fine with me. If I must be a coffeeholic, then I'll be a coffeeholic forever. That don't do no harm to me. But yeah, as I said, for me now, I'm in a good space. Can I finish off now? Okay. I'm in a good space. I'm happy. I'm not content because I want more. And I know this program can give me more if I follow it truthfully. There's no quick fixes to this. There's nothing that there is stuff that I can do better. I know that. There's ways and means of improving myself. But I think just for today, I'm happy with who Yvonne has become. I'm happy with the fact that I can sit here and be truthful about my sobriety. I can actually say, yay, I have done 2 years. And whether I'll be here next year, hopefully, I can't predict the future. I'm not going to predict what's going to happen tomorrow. I have my good days and my bad days. And like my sponsor knows, I hate this saying when they say it, but this too shall pass. It's a cuck saying, because when it's good, it must stay good. Why must you have shit days? But you learn from them. And, you know, if I didn't have this program, I don't know where I would have been when the shit hits the fan. Running to the nearest bottle store would have been my first option. And the only option that I had, because that's how I dealt with shit in my life, as to drink it away. And the following morning, the shit was still there, 10 times worse at times. Now I've got this, and it's taught me to deal with it. You know, you actually, being outside here, you live life, but you deal with things that I would have said, oh, you know, leave that for tomorrow. I can't deal with that shit now. Just let me just have a drink and I'll get through it get to it tomorrow. I've now got the courage to actually stand still and think to myself, is this my part? Can I do anything about it? Or is it shit that let's just go by? And 9 times out of 10, I can actually just fix it there then. If I can't, I've got my sponsor I can talk to. And she has helped me out of so many cuck that you cannot believe. I mean, the amount of times I've sat on the phone and bawled my eyes out and say, why am I doing this? And she just, it's just a voice of reason. And I thank you for that, Wings. You know, you've really been there for me through a lot of things. And I think that's the best thing about having a sponsor is you don't have to just talk to her about what's going on. You become friends. And you talk about everything, from problems with a partner, to cock at work, to having your toe bashed, to having your elbow sore, and you've got earache and all those kind of shit. It's like that kind of relationship you have. And I don't think I would have had that with any other sponsor. I can't say, because, I mean, Wendy was the first person that, did I ask you? I did ask you to be my sponsor, yes, because I didn't know anybody else. I had no choice. Yeah. But yeah, I'm grateful for that. And yes, I'm sitting here being grateful, and I'm loving it. People should really, guys still in treatment, you guys really live life when you get out. It's awesome, as long as you follow this program. Thanks for letting me share. Oh,